welcome back to Our Family Nest. I hope you guys are doing great. Here we are about to start episode number 6 of reading my old personal journals, and I'm really excited about this episode because now I get to share my old scrapbooks as I'm reading these journal entries to you. I've been excited about getting to this point because sure, sharing photos is great, but I really wasn't I didn't take a ton of photos until I got into scrapbooking. And now I'll be able to share. I have so many scrapbooks for many, many years. I actually feel like I was really into it until Carly was born, which is horrible. I didn't get very far on her baby scrapbook. But I have all the photos printed and tons of cute stuff to decorate them. I just haven't actually done it yet. So someday when I'm old and gray and have nothing left to do with my spare time, I plan on finishing those books. But anyways, point is as I start reading, when the timeline seems accurate, I'm gonna open up those scrapbooks and share them with you guys. So I have one more entry here to read before Blake is born, and then we get into the journal entry after his birth. So let's just jump right in. This is June 23rd, 2000. Only 5 more days, actually 4 days, since it's 11:30 p.m. I can't believe it's already here. The past 9 months went really fast. Andrew left today to spend a week with his dad. We will still see him a lot though. Saturday at the T-ball game, Tuesday T-ball practice, and Thursday, the day after you're born. Your dad is going to pick him up and bring him to the hospital. Last night when I went to bed, I was crying a little. I was thinking about all the pain I'm about to go through. I know it is all worth it, but it is so painful. I'm scared about so many things. The pain, the epidural, making sure you're going to be okay, and so much more. I still think C-section is the safest way to go. I'm guessing that you are at least 8 pounds. You seem so large to me. Lately you have been moving around like crazy. I lay back and just watch you move from side to side. It hurts sometimes. You are so rough. Haha. I hope that I don't gain another pound. Last doctor appointment, I actually lost a pound. Yay! So I gained a total of 45 pounds. I got lots of working out to do for sure. We have been talking about building a house in Michigan next year. It would be great if we can. Oh, we just found out that your Aunt Julie and Uncle Jim are expecting a boy in October, which will be cool since you 2 boys will be close together in age. I was just thinking about how much I love you already and you're not even born yet. Andrew keeps asking every day when you're going to be born. He's so impatient. I told him today I only have 5 days, but I don't think that he understands how long 5 days really is. But he will know soon enough. Well, I guess I should get some sleep. This weekend is the last childless weekend your dad and I will have. I love you and see you soon, baby. XOXO mommy. All right, here we go, guys. July 14th, 2000. Hi, Blake, or as your brother calls you, baby Blake. Well, you came into this world without a problem. We went into the hospital at 6 a.m. on Wednesday, June 28th. The doctor, Lil Rayner, was running behind, so we didn't get into the surgery room until 9:15 a.m. The anesthesiologist had trouble getting my spinal in. After 3 tries, the other doctor took over and got it on the first try. My legs were numb within 3 to 4 minutes. Then my doctor told the nurse that your dad could come in. He looked real nervous. He sat down by my arm and held my hand and watched the entire thing. He talked me through the surgery, explaining what they were doing and when they were doing it. At 10:01 a.m. you were born. After they sectioned your mouth a little bit, they showed you to us. And then they cleaned you up a little more and sectioned your mouth, and you started crying quite a bit. Then they put you in a bassinet right next to us so we could watch you while they put me back together. Your dad had tears in his eyes, and he seen that I did too, so he asked the doctor for a tissue for me. It was sweet. You were a little fussy, but mostly you just laid there while the nurse and doctors checked you over to make sure you were okay. We laugh about this now. I couldn't believe how swollen your lips looked, and your nose looked so big too. But within 12 hours or so, you were looking different. All the swelling went down. Thank God. Just kidding. Not that I didn't think you were adorable. Your face was just so swollen. That is so true. When babies first come out, sometimes they do not look the cutest. And then you're like, I don't know, within the first day, they look so different. So you're amazing. took to my breasts right away, so now we are breastfeeding. You were real good in the hospital. You hardly cried at all. You just fussed a little bit when you wanted to eat. You sucked on a pacifier too. I felt pretty good compared to when I had Andrew. I was up and walking within 10 hours. By the next day, the pain got a little worse, but as long as I took my pain pills every 3 hours, I could tolerate the pain. I didn't have any staples this time, just dissolvable stitches. Everyone came to the hospital to visit, all your grandparents, aunts and uncles, brother Andrew, of course. He said that you are beautiful, and your cousins. Well, there were some parentheses in there, so I kind of read it wrong, but all right, here we go. July 24th, 2000. I didn't have time to finish the last time I was writing. I've been so busy. It is a lot more difficult with 2 kids compared to 1. I'm either feeding you or trying to play with Andrew. He's been such a good boy these days. It's got to be hard to be the center of attention and then all of a sudden have you share your mommy with a baby that requires a lot of my time. I can't believe that you're going to be a month old in 4 days. It is going so fast, just like my pregnancy did. You are real fussy when you want to eat. Thank gosh I'm breastfeeding because you are not patient enough for me to prepare a bottle. You eat about every 3 hours, but at night you go maybe 4 hours. When you were first born, you slept like 5 to 6 hours at night, but your appetite has picked up tremendously. I suppose I should finish telling the story from when you were born. Like I had said, you had tons of visitors. I almost forgot. When you were first born, like still in recovery room, I thought your breathing was a little abnormal. Like you either had fluid in your lungs or a heart murmur or something. Several doctors checked you out, and by the next day they said you sounded great. That was such a relief. So we actually went home a day early. I felt pretty good. I was taking care of you by myself without any help, so we figured we may as well go home. When we drove home, we were both so nervous. Your dad said he felt nervous driving, like someone was going to hit us. It was like he read my mind. Boy, we are going to be protective parents. At home, your Aunt Heather, Andrew, Grandma Mosier, and Don, Heather's boyfriend, were all there waiting to see you. The first night, Andrew stayed at his grandma's, and you and your dad and I slept on the couch, so I didn't have to walk up the stairs. But by the second night, we all slept upstairs, including the dogs. Pooh likes to sniff you a lot, and Tazzy doesn't seem to care either way. So here we are, upstairs in bed, Andrew on the floor in his sleeping bag, me in bed, you in your crib right next to me, and your dad just came out to bed also. So good night for now. Oh, you were almost starting to focus on my face when I talk to you. You do smile. August 29th, 2000. I just reread what I last wrote and a thought entered my mind. When your brother played t-ball, I talked to one of the moms a lot. She said she was sad that she wasn't going to have any more kids. She has 2, because she loves the feeling of bringing a new baby home from the hospital. I thought that was strange when she said it, but all of a sudden I understand. The feeling is indescribable. I was so overjoyed. You almost don't remember what happened because you're so excited. Just like my life right now. Everything is great, minus some problems I'm having with Andrew's dad. I couldn't ask for more. I'm able to stay home and be with my boys which I've always wanted, and I have a wonderful husband, and soon we will be moving. And you are such a good baby. I'm ready for another. Ha, just kidding. I do love being pregnant though. We've already said that by the time you're a year old or so, we will try to get pregnant again. If it's a girl, then we will probably stop. If it's a boy, we might have one more after that. Who knows? I mostly will be writing in your baby book for your first year, unless there's some long story I need to tell. Next, I'll be writing how you are sleeping through the night. I hope you're almost there already. XOXO mommy. We'll keep going. November 14th, 2000, in all capitals. You are sleeping through the night. I just thought I should write that since I said I would on the other page. Actually, you started sleeping through the night about a month ago when you were 3 to 3.5 months. You started going to bed about 9 p.m. and sleeping until 8:30, almost 12 hours. You are such a wonderful, happy baby. You are just starting to notice when I leave the room and you are left alone. You cry until I come back. You're starting to outgrow a lot of your brother's winter clothes because you're growing so fast. You love your baby food. You start kicking your feet all over the place when you see your food dish. You are so amazed by your brother. You stare at him all the time. I just hope you get along when you're older. XOXO mommy. February 6, 2001. Busy, busy, busy. That's our lives right now. We are in the process of getting approved for a loan to build a house in Michigan. I'm so excited but scared. I want to write in this here because it will be interesting to compare the value of money when you read this when you're older. Our new house will cost $188,500. It's 2,000 square feet, 2-story, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Our payment will be about $11.50 a month. We will probably sell our house here on the street for $90,000 to $95,000. Other than that, you are so big. You are rolling all over the place right now. You want to be able to crawl, but you haven't quite figured out how to get your belly off the ground. You like to scream a lot. I'm trying to teach you to say dada and mama, but you just stare at me and smile. He was such a smiley baby. Oh my gosh. Which is so ironic that now he's like the most mellow of all the kids, but he just smiled nonstop. So we finally got our camcorder repaired, so we will be able to start taping you again. XOXO mommy. All right, so we're gonna jump over to Andrew's journal now, since I appeared to have wrote in his on the same day. Hopefully, it looks like it repeats the house stuff, so I might just skip over that, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, February 6, 2001. Oh, actually the 7th, because it's 12:04 at night. I keep telling myself that I need to write in here, but it's so hard to find the time. You and Blake keep me so busy. And now we're in the process of getting approved for a loan to build a new house. And I went through all that same cost structure thing. Apparently it was important to me to be able to reference those points when the kids read these later on in life. So, regarding the whole court thing with your father, basically, to make a long story short, we had to go to counseling appointment, and she recommended to the court for custody to remain the same. During the session, your dad did whatever he had to do to make himself look good, but finally, after all these years, I stood up for myself. I have always had such a hard time with that. I always let your dad talk over me, but not this time. I cried a few times, but I also said what I had to say. We had to go to pre-trial, and there your dad found out that the counselor did not go in his favor. My lawyer had already told me a few days prior. So my attorney told your dad's attorney that we're not going to agree to joint custody, that your dad and I had to decide if he wanted to fight it out in court or just go with the counselor's ruling. He decided not to fight it out any further, but yet we had to agree on a bunch of other stuff. I was so mad at myself later for agreeing to the things that I did. I agreed to too much, but I was nervous and I was trying to avoid drawing this out any longer, and I was just happy to have won the custody issue. All of the other issues were mostly related to money. Like I wrote before, I always thought this had to do with money. The medical expense order changed. Now I have to pay for all the co-pays, and he gets to claim you every other year on taxes. Also, he got to get you on Thursday nights 1 week, and on the other week you stay the night on Wednesdays, which isn't working out at all. Just last week I was trying to get a hold of you so I could talk to you about your school, and that was the next day, and your dad did not get you home until 10:40 p.m. You're supposed to be in bed by 9 on school nights. Your dad had a bunch of excuses on why you were late, or why it was so late, like always. He just really pushes my buttons sometimes. Just the other day when he told me that he has had you ice skating twice and thinks you're ready to try hockey this spring. You're not sure what you want to play, hockey, football, soccer, or what? My gosh, you are only 5 years old. He has got you so brainwashed, I can't even ask you what you want. Other than that, you are really enjoying your preschool class. You are making so many friends. You are so outgoing, and so far I haven't heard of any kids that will be going to kindergarten with you. Most of them live in Toledo. Your teacher's name is Mrs. Rakish. You like her a lot. On your first day of school, when I picked you up, I asked you what your teacher's name was, and you said Mrs. Licorice. Crazy you. So far this year, they have done a lot of fun stuff. They had pumpkin night for Halloween, where parents and kids got to decorate a pumpkin with lots of crazy decorations. We visited a pumpkin farm as a field trip. You had a Christmas program where you sang a bunch of songs and danced. We ate cookies and visited with everyone. Then just a few weeks ago, you skated at Ottawa Park. You did pretty good, and you kept falling on the ice on purpose. Your dad was there for the ice skating, but none of the other events. When he didn't show up for the Christmas program, you almost started crying while you were singing. I felt so bad for you. Now that is the kind of crap I'm talking about, and the way he makes me so angry. Only 4 months of preschool and then you have summer break. It's so hard to believe you're 5 years old. These past few years have flown by. I just want you to know that even though you won't remember this when you're older, I'm so sorry for all the times you feel ignored now that Blake is born. You get your feelings hurt so easily, and I know it's hard being the oldest. Don't forget I was the oldest too, but you'll appreciate it when you're older because it makes you more mature and responsible at an earlier age. Oh, and your favorite part of preschool is when it's your special day. I get to come in and be the helper for the day, and you get to wear a special name tag. You also get to take home the class beanie baby, which is a horse named Derby, and then write a story on what you did with Derby, and the teacher reads it to the class. You love Derby, and you also have a Derby of your own, so right now you are sleeping with both Derbys. I love you, Mom. All right, so then we jump to June, and Blake's is in August. So I think that'll be it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. My only comments on all of it is anybody who's watching this, and I mean the divorce rate is pretty high, so I'm sure there's some of you watching that can certainly relate. Going through a divorce when you have young children is one of the most difficult things you ever go through in life. There's so many things that you don't see eye to eye, so many things that you can't control, and that's really hard as a parent, because whether it be even from the mother or the father, you just want to be a good parent. You want to do things your way. And it's so hard that when you're in a divorce situation and maybe that person's already remarried and started a family, here I remarried and started my new family, and you somehow have to figure out how to coexist. So all I can say is, even if you're a teenager watching this and your parents are maybe even going through divorce, or you have gone through it and maybe you felt unloved at that time, or weren't getting the right amount of attention or whatever, just remember, it is one of the hardest things you will ever go through. And even when my divorce was final, I mean, look, years later, I was still dealing with custody issues. And I've said this before, out of everything in my life, being divorced and having to raise a child through that situation and struggling with my weight has only been the two things that have bothered me my whole entire life. And one of them I was completely not in control of, and one of them, my weight, I guess I could be in better control of, but it has always been a struggle. So anyways, I guess that's it. If you have any questions for me, you guys, I do read the comments. I love conversations. I love connecting with you guys. So comment down below, or you can always DM me through Instagram. Like, if you have any questions, you need advice, whatever, I'm here for you guys. So thanks guys for watching, and we will continue with episode number 7 where we left off. And hopefully you're enjoying the pictures too, the scrapbook pictures. So let me know in the comments. We'll see you guys. Bye.